Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today we are going to talk about what to do for free in Lisbon, what are the unmissable tours that you can do there without paying anything for it. Of course, there are paid tours, a ticket or other that you have to buy, but we made this video focus on those who are in search of economy and want to enjoy everything the city has to offer for free without spending anything on it. So guys, don't forget to give us that like, subscribe to the channel because that really helps us a lot, and buckle up. Well, in general, people compare to other cities in Europe, Lisbon is a city that doesn't have much to pay for. For example, Barcelona has a lot of cool things like the Gaudi Museum that you have to buy a ticket for everything. Paris has some things that you have to buy. Now Lisbon, most of the sites are open, you can explore them. One or another you have to pay a ticket, but most of the time it's a much cheaper city to visit than the other. So let's start explaining here which are the must-see tours you can't miss for free in Lisbon. This is our top 10. The first free tour that I think is really cool to mention here, that I like to freeze a lot because for us it was sensational, are the Miradouros of Lisbon. They are several high places which are spread throughout the city of Lisbon that you can get a sensational panoramic view of the city of Lisbon. The path is nice, the region are always very nice where they meet, so they are very nice places to walk around and get to know. The one I liked the most was Santa Luzia. It was a very charming place, a very pretty square, the view was sensational. Clarinha was very small, we liked it very much, as well as the Santa Catarina Belvedere. These two are the most famous, but there's another one up Serafina, the Miradouro da Senhora do Monte. It's the Alfama region, and it's a very nice place too. So these are three cool viewpoints that you can visit for free and have a beautiful view of the city of Lisbon. It's very beautiful, guys. Another place to walk around for free in Lisbon is the Chiado neighborhood. Explored it a lot. It's a very historical neighborhood in Portugal. It's one of the most bohemian neighborhoods of the Portuguese capital. It has several bars, restaurants, cafes, beautiful and historic buildings with the beautiful architecture of Portugal. So it's very nice to visit it. It's in the heart of Lisbon. It has many cool touristy things. You will come across monuments, squares, and today it's one of the most visited points by tourists that try to visit the very ancient sites of the city, like the Bertrand bookstore that's very famous and it's open since 1732. The Centenário Café Brasileira, which is very famous. Take a look at it, you will like it, its history, and you will definitely want to stop by, and you will want to go there to see the statue of Fernando Pessoa that has become a tourist attraction. Lots of people there take pictures of the statue, so it's a very nice neighborhood that has several things to do. And going on from tip 2, tip 3 is a free tour. What are free tours? They are free guided tours around Lisbon. Some cities in Europe have these tours, some big ticket companies, websites, excursions do these tours. It's a way to get to know the city with a specialized guide that will show you everything, will walk with you, and you will not pay anything for that. How do these free tours work? There are some websites and companies that offer them. The website that we use to buy all the tickets and tours, excursions in Europe, which I think is the second or the first biggest in the world in this segment, offers, for example, several free tours. We have already taken several and we found it a very nice experience. You don't pay anything for them, but when you finish, after you finish the tour, you tip the tour guide. It's a guide who meets with a group of people and he'll guide you. He tells you what each thing is. It's nice because you get to know the main points in a quick way, and the cool thing is that you get an immersion in the Portuguese culture. This is also true for the other cities, so it's cool to do. I think it's very cool. In this website, for example, Lisbon is the city that has the most in Europe. There is the free nights tour, which is to see the city at night with the illumination. There is the free tour of Lisbon, which is the basic one, and I think it's the coolest. If you have to choose, opt for it. It's ideal to get to know the whole city. It has a very good rating. There is the Moraria and Graça tour, the free tour of Belém, the Belém region, the Alfama neighborhoods, the upper neighborhoods, and the Chiado Chiado neighborhood that we already mentioned it as tip 2. So there are free tours for all tastes. Try to take one or two that I think is good for you to have a nice immersion in the sites and understand a little bit more of Portugal history. It's very good. And guys, any questions you may have, send them to me and I'll really try to help. Even easier, add me on Instagram at @SpyLorenzi, send me a direct message and I'll answer. It's taking a few days because there are so many messages, but I like to answer, I like to help. Send me a direct message that I really try. It takes a chance to follow us because we are always traveling around the world, showing the travel tips in a very nice way and the routine with the little ones who are a blast. Now, we are even living in Orlando for a year and a half, so we are showing our routine. If you can help us, subscribe to the new channel, Lorenzi. We are showing our daily life here in Orlando, how is life in the United States, Disney parks that we go all the time, the Disney hotel, beach trips. Follow us there, subscribe, that you're gonna love the content there. Guys, a very good tip, the website where we always buy the rides and tickets that we have to buy and that we have to pay for. I recommend some that are very nice. The tour and excursion to Sintra, I think, is sensational. It's a city near there. The tour on this site is very nice. It takes you by bus, a good bus that goes and shows you the castle. Sintra is famous for its castle, so it's a very nice tour. There's also the tour to Ouvidos and Fatima, which is very nice. There is also the ticket for the Oceanarium, which is an incredible place. The Lisbon Oceanarium, for those with children, I think is one of the coolest tours to do. So there are several tours and tickets that you will have to buy, which are must-see sites. You can buy them beforehand on the website. You will pay much cheaper than if you were there on the spot, and you will avoid the lines that are often long at these sites and more. This website has options in several currencies. You will be able to save with some cups that you would pay with your card because it's an international purchase, so you already save a lot of money and time. Take a look at this website because it has almost everything and the cheapest transfer too. If you arrive at the airport and want to go to the hotel, it's cheaper than the Uber and taxi, it's safer, it's a person who will be there with a car waiting for you with your name tag to take you straight from the airport to the hotel and from the hotel to the airport as well. We always use this service and we recommend. The first tip is to enjoy the area around the Commerce Square. Take a lot of pictures there at the Square of Commerce too. It's a very beautiful scenario. You will see that everybody stays there for minutes and minutes taking pictures. There are already a lot of cool things for you to see, and it's on the side of the River Tejo. The River Tejo is one of the most famous rivers in Europe. It's super iconic there in Portugal, especially in Lisbon, and you end up getting to know its shores. It's very cool. You can go walking by its surroundings, you can take a look. The bridges are beautiful. There are a lot of cool things. This area around the Praça do Comércio, the Commerce Square, and the River Tejo is very cool. There are lots of things for you to do there. And an extra tip, look for the Arch of Rua Augusta, which is close to the Praça do Comércio. It's where the Rua Augusta starts with one of the other famous streets in Lisbon. It has a lot of stores and a lot of restaurants. You have to walk there because it's very cool and worth it. The tip number 5 of what to do for free in Lisbon is a place that few people comment, but I think it's very beautiful. It's a park that's called Eduardo VII. It's very beautiful. It's extensive. At the end of there is a very nice viewpoint. That's a place a little higher to take pictures. It's a very nice place and it's totally free. So if I were you, I would try to include it there, which is a free place and very nice to walk around and take pictures. The 6th tip is the Belém Tower, which I think is the most photographed tourist point in Portugal. It's very beautiful. Try to get there at sunset. The sunset there is the most beautiful thing in the world. We took the late afternoon and we found it very beautiful. It's in the Belém region, which is a very cool region, but it's close to Lisbon. You can walk there. We walked along the Tejo River. I think it took about 15 minutes, but it was such a nice walk. We stopped for lunch on the way and we managed to get close to it. For you to enter the tower has become very famous. It's okay that it's not as grand as it looks in the picture, but it's a pretty cool building and it has a very important meaning for the Portuguese people. It has served as a fort, as a prison, as a lighthouse, as a customs house, as several things, and it was built more than 500 years ago, so they maintain it with great affection. It has a great historical importance and it's a very nice area to take pictures around it. To get in, you need an entrance ticket. There's a museum inside where they explain the history, all these questions about the Tower of Belém, but you have to pay. It's not expensive, but you have to pay. If you want to go for free, I think it's free on the first Sunday of the month, but it gets crazy. There are long lines, everybody wants to go because it's free, and I think it's a little crazy. You lose time on your trip, and time and money. Remember, you are paying for lodging, travel insurance, all these items that are paid for, and you're spending 1 or 2 hours in line, so you are spending money. So I think it's better if you want to go in, pay, because it's cheap and you get to see everything inside. And people, very important, I just talked about travel insurance, and I remembered, for those who don't know, travel insurance is mandatory for Europe, so don't forget to take one for your trip. This is a very good website. It's a price comparator. It compares all the insurance companies and finds unbeatable prices. It finds the best price, half of what the agencies charge. We have been using it for years. It's very good. Compare it with the ones you're seeing and researching, and you will see how cheap it is. It's valid for all of Europe, so I'll leave the link here below along with all the other links we use to organize our trips. We have found out over the years that these are the cheapest places. There is the one with the internet chip, which is the chip that we use to have internet in Europe easily. It's very good, it's virtual, they send it to your email. There is also the website that we use to search for hotels. There is a map that we made personalized with the best region in Lisbon for you to stay. You open the map, and when you stay and look for a hotel within this region, you will be able to do almost everything on foot. It's an excellent location. There is a hotel that we have already stayed in, and we have already left everything inside the website that we use to book hotels, which is the biggest one in the world. I'm sure you know it. It's where you get the best prices. They have free cancellation, so you make the reservation as soon as possible, and then you can cancel it without any cost if you need to, but you already guarantee a good price. This is because the hotels go up as the weather goes up, the price goes up a lot. There is a site for tickets and excursions that I mentioned. Anyway, it's a guide, and there are links for you to set up your whole trip, saving a lot in everything you're gonna do. Be sure to use the links below. They are in the description and in the first fixed comments, and you will see that your trip will be much cheaper. The 7th tip is to walk through the Park of Nations, with a park that's built in an industrial region to attend the World Expo in the 1998 and became quite famous. It was a whole revitalized region, and that's where the Lisbon Oceanarium is. There is the Oriente station, so it's a nice place to walk, take some pictures, but you won't spend much time there, but it's beautiful. I think it's worth it, especially if you already go to the Oceanarium. You end up killing 2 sites at once, so we totally recommend that you go there to Parque das Nações because it's worth it. The 8th tip that few people pass on, which I think is very cool, a very nice place, is the Casa do Alentejo. It's a place that has that culture, the Alentejo culture that they have there. That is the culture that has that more tile style, that different style. I can't really explain what it's like, but from the pictures you will see, it's very Portuguese-like. They are several buildings that are like that, with the little tiles, with all the things symmetrically organized. So it's a very nice place to walk around, take a look. It's totally free. I think it's also worth the visit to the place. And the 9th tip is a cooler place for those who want a more alternative place. It's called LX Factory. It's a very alternative region that they ended up revitalizing, transforming several containers there. It was an industrial complex that they revitalized and transformed into a place with lots of music, food, restaurants, food trucks, little shops. So it's a kind of cool place for those who like this style. It's also a cool place, and it's free for you to visit. So if you like the pictures, I recommend you to go there. And the last tip I left for the end, which is for those who are going to rent a car. In Portugal, it's very common to rent a car, especially for those who want to travel to the Algarve, to Sintra, to Porto, which are cities near Lisbon. So for those who have a car, these tours end up becoming free, which are to visit Sintra. You can go by your own account to visit the castle and get to know them. The beaches in the Algarve are beautiful. The trip we made, watch our video, itinerary through the beaches of Algarve. I tell you, all the itinerary that we did there, the beaches of the Algarve are beautiful, and everything is free. The beaches, you will have to pay only for the hotel, the lodging, but you don't end up spending money on tourist attractions. They are free tours. The trip to Porto, you can do a round trip, so you have several nice opportunities of tours and excursions near Lisbon. Most people do it with the car because the car in Portugal is not expensive. It's cheap to rent. You just need your driver's license from your country. Whoever is going to rent a car, take a look here below. I'll leave the car rental comparator website. It's the same thing as the insurance. It's a site that compares all car rental companies and gets incredible prices. It's the cheapest place. We save a lot using it. And then with the car, you can do all the tours. If you don't have a car, you also have the option of hiring the tours that are available on the website here about tickets and tours. So you can do it your way, but try to do these tours around Lisbon. They are a very beautiful place and totally worth visiting, guys. So we always recommend you to do there. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like it, don't forget to give us that like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps us a lot. And be sure to watch the other videos that are very good. There is one that in my opinion is the best of all. I'll highlight it above. It's the one about how to travel cheaply to Portugal. It's a step-by-step guide for you to plan your whole trip to Portugal, Lisbon, Porto, whatever, saving a lot on everything. So your trip will be much cheaper than you think. I'll leave this video here above along with the playlist that has all the other videos from Portugal for you to watch. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much and have a nice trip.